Hey guys, welcome back to the Prehistoric Life Podcast. I'm your host, Eric Crawford, and today we're here with a special guest. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi, I am Tim. I'm the guy behind Total Dino. I am a paleo artist. I draw dinosaurs. I've got a YouTube channel. There we go. It's on screen. If you just Google Total Dino, you'll probably find me. If you search for obscure dinosaurs in Google Images, a lot of times my stuff pops up. So that's me. My name is Tim.
Definitely. I've come across your art many a times while looking for art of literally any dinosaur.
My goal is to go for the most obscure ones, so that way when there's not one that exists already, mine is the one people find.
Mm-hmm. So the first question I usually start out in every interview with is, what is your favorite dinosaur?
Got to be Triceratops. I've always been a Triceratops guy.
That's oddly ironic. You go for the most obscure ones, but your favorite ones
like I like to draw the obscure ones, but Triceratops has been my favorite since I was a little kid.
Definitely. I mean, there's a reason it's famous.
It's a good one. Yeah, it's awesome.
So diving right into it, in regards to the world of paleontology, what do you do?
I guess you would call me a paleo artist or a science communicator. I sort of started by just drawing dinosaurs, so paleo artist first, and then I just said, hey, why not make a YouTube channel? Why not start a podcast of my own? So I guess I am evolving into a science communicator at this point.
Take people along with the ride, show them the art, and then just talk about the dinosaur over it kind of situation.
That's a pretty good idea.
I'm just thinking out loud.
I've done a couple of videos where I record my art process, but I haven't done like a voiceover while doing that. That's a cool idea.
So I guess what is some of that process while making the actual art itself?
So first I just look up reference pictures, like Scott Hartman's skeletals are really helpful.
Oh yeah.
I look at the Wikipedia is a good place to start. I know it's not like a reliable source or whatever, but
it gives you a name. That's really what you need.
Search the name, and then at the bottom it's references and links. I always try to find the original paper where the dinosaur was named, which if it's not too old, usually there's a PDF of it, and look at whatever fossils exist. And then I would probably poke around and look at other dinosaurs that are related. And if you jump on Google, you can usually find good skeletal diagrams. Not to cheat, but look at other people's paleo art just to kind of see. Yeah. And then I just start drawing the shape. And so my process is I get the dinosaur, sort of the silhouette, and then cut the different parts off, like the arms, the legs, the body, so that they're different layers in Photoshop. Or what I use is it's a website called, I think it's Photopia or Photopea. I don't know how to pronounce it, but it's like a free online Photoshop. So I make the different body parts of the dinosaurs in different layers, so I can then shade them separately and put different textures on them. And depending on if it has like horns or spikes or feathers, texture it. And if it's like an ankylosaur, each osteoderm gets its own layer, which is kind of it's a pain.
Osteoderms immediately become a nightmare.
Yeah, man. I can do maybe one ankylosaur, and then I got to take a break and draw a sauropod, because that's a lot easier. Oh. So basically, every body part is its own layer in Photoshop, effectively. And then I add the texture, and I add the shading and everything, and yeah. And if it's like a dinosaur that doesn't have much good fossil remains, I would go for like something that's closely related, like. It's called phylogenetic bracketing. If you don't know something, you can tell what it's related to, and you can kind of make it similar to that. If it's between something more derived and more basal, you can kind of find an in-between compromise. Because if you don't know what it looks like, you kind of have to get creative anyway. And then I kind of pick colors just by what I'm feeling, and just fill it out. And it's science, but it's art, so that's basically my process. And then I fill in the little information, facts, and stuff.
Yeah, that's usually just That's the easy part.
Yeah, that's the easy part. Well, after you've made like 200 of them, it's like, geez, I got to rephrase how I say this. I got so many that are like, sauropod stood on 4 pillar-like legs. If you look at them, they all say that.
Is most common sauropod found in North America. Diplodocus.
Yeah. Like, how many times can I
read the best known sauropod dinosaur?
Exactly, I know. And it's like, I hope people don't people give me some grace, because like, what can you say?
Well, it's just like general information.
Yeah.
So I think something just general, like it's one of the sauropods in North America. Height, length, possible weight.
Yeah, you try to get an estimate of the weight, or if they had if something was discovered with like gastroliths or something, or like, something notable specifically about that dinosaur, I try to put it in there. But so many just are like discovered by, a femur or something. So all you can tell is that it was a sauropod. So what else can you say about it?
I guess Diplodocus is an interesting one because, especially in the Mother's Day quarry, if I'm not mistaken, recently they actually found like the skin, like the actual skin impression. So I'm curious.
Go ahead.
You go.
I was just gonna say, I think they found that in the skin impression, they found that it had like orange coloring, or like a ginger color. Is that the one you're talking about?
I think so. Yes.
I think I was in the middle of drawing my Diplodocus when that came out. Then it's it's supposed to be orange, but I'm making it green. That's why if you look at it, it's green, but it's got orange stripes on it. It's in honor of that thing.
You know what? Yeah, that's fine.
It's like, okay, they don't have the skin of the whole thing, so what they found was one of the orange spots. Yeah, and like a lot of times, the way I pick colors is I go by, some popular documentary or something. So this was actually based on the original Walking with Dinosaurs, or the Big Al one. That's why I made it green.
That would actually make sense.
And then I added the orange because I always like to give them stripes or something.
I guess for the very, very few dinosaurs that we do actually have some pigmentation from, how do you just go with the science then, or do you still like change it up some?
Oh, absolutely. Accuracy is always my first goal. So if we do know the colors, then I definitely make it that color. I've got Anchiornis, which we know the color of. I haven't done Sinosauropteryx yet.
I'm calling you on that one.
Yeah, I know it's on my list. I mean, there's a lot of dinosaurs.
Oh yeah, you got a list of what, 700?
I've done Psittacosaurus, which we know the color of. Anchiornis, we know the colors of.
Let's see if I can spell Psittacosaurus right. I did. Oh, I did spell it right.
Oh, there it is, right there, bottom right.
There it is. Yeah.
So that's the colors. So if we do know the colors, then I go for that, because it's amazing that we even know, and it's just a part of the accuracy. So
go that one. Jeez.
Sometimes I want to do cool colors like that, but it's like, I don't know if that's realistic.
Well, I'm also curious because recently I was at the Denver Museum of Natural History. They had the giant sauropod exhibit. And, going with the whole dinosaurs are birds, I still don't know how that actually applies to the completely other branch that's not theropods. Because, like, theropods are birds. Sure, I agree. But, like, you're telling me a sauropod's a bird and not more reptilian?
It's more like birds are a kind of theropod.
Yeah. So
sauropods are not birds at all.
Yeah. And I mean, and that's where we get, I guess, the whole debate between dinosaurs are birds or not.
Right.
The theropods or birds are theropod-like, but not all dinosaurs are theropod-like. So how do you classify that then?
I think the easiest way to think of it, instead of saying dinosaurs are birds, is to say birds are dinosaurs.
Very much so. Every bird is a dinosaur, but not every dinosaur is a bird.
Right, there you go.
And I completely got off topic from what I was saying, but birds have like way better vision than we do. They can see like UV and things like that. So
Oh yeah.
There was kind of an idea there where like, okay, well, if we saw them, it would be this maybe duller color, but when they see it, possibly during different seasons of like mating or things like that, they might see different colors.
Yeah, I've seen little like diagrams that are like through a bird's eyes, this is what this other bird looks like, and it would be like just a black bird from our point of view, but in the bird's eyes, it's got like rainbow colors. We just can't see it.
It's bright neon yellow.
Yeah. Whoa. I saw something that was like humans have ultraviolet stripes or something like that. Like if a certain type of animal was looking at us, they would see like stripes on our skin.
That's that's.
I don't remember where I saw that. It's some weird thing. Anyway,
let's see what Google has to say about that real quick, because that's
it might have been fake news.
I have humans have invisible skin patterns called, oh, I hate Latin, blasox.
Sure.
I don't.
That sounds like it.
Look, dinosaur names and medical terms. I'm literally just blindfolding. I'm not even looking down the barrel. I'm just shooting in the dark.
Oh yeah.
But it's always interesting with that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I mean, so a lot of animals had to have like camouflage and stuff. It's like the camouflage isn't for them to see; it's for their predators. To hide from their predators. So it doesn't matter if I have stripes on my skin that I can't see, because it saved me from getting eaten by a lion.
True.
So
true.
It's kind of a weird thought.
I mean, that's also like, I mean, even looking at the human mind, the weird like auto recognition of snakes, we just automatically associate them to like predatory.
Yeah, even babies that like don't know what a snake is, they're just automatically scared of it.
Yeah, it's very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
But circling that back on the dinosaurs, what got you into paleontology?
I don't have a good answer for that, because I don't remember ever not being into paleontology or dinosaurs. I remember being a little kid and it was always all about dinosaurs. And people say like, oh, well, all little kids like dinosaurs, but you grow out of it. And I just never grew out of it. I mean, I watched Land Before Time all the time. I watched Jurassic Park, all the documentaries that came out. It's just always been dinosaurs. So I just don't have a good answer for that. They're just awesome.
I mean, it's okay. I mean, it's just like always, you're allowed to just stay with it. People don't think, it's weird how many people think that that's not an option. You can just stay with something.
Yeah. I mean, I guess in high school I had to like look cool in front of my friends or whatever, but my bedroom was still full of dinosaur skeletons and models and stuff.
Well, absolutely. Mine is too. I mean, the cover of my pillows, I put an Archaeopteryx there. So
nice.
So how did you start just getting into paleo art and then kind of to where you are today?
Well, again, ever since I was a kid, I used to just draw dinosaurs just with pencil on paper. Whenever, I was bored or being a little brat, my parents would give me paper and pencil, and it was just always dinosaurs. Obviously I grew up and like had a life and everything, but more recently, I just kind of, I don't know. I was just bored one day and I was like, I think I basically needed practice with Photoshop, and I was just kind of bored and I had the time to do it. And I was like, well, what am I going to draw? What am I going to do? So I just started drawing dinosaurs, and the very first stuff I was making was really bad and ugly.
It usually always is with everything.
That's what practice is for. And then I realized like, oh, I can actually do this. And so I kind of got more practice, and then I made an Instagram account for it. And then it just kind of all went from there. So,
oh, I can just do this now. Oh, that's cool.
You do this. Yeah. And then, it became an Instagram account. It became a DeviantArt and just everything. And I just didn't stop.
So you do have this here. that you wanted to bring up. Would you like to walk us through this and talk about this a little bit?
Sure. So this is my website, but the cladogram. I always say cladogram, and then someone told me it's cladogram because it's clades, But I just call it cladogram.
Pronunciations is one thing I'll never harp on anybody on, because unless it's like objectively wrong.
Right.
If you're pronouncing Diplodocus diplodocus, it's just like
Diplodocus.
What you doing over there? Diplodocus, diplodocid. Fine.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. I always get so self-conscious when I'm recording a podcast or a YouTube video. It's like, man, do I have to like memorize how to pronounce this, or if I just shoot from the hip?
Gotta figure out what kind of person you are. Are you a Diplodocus sayer or diplodocid sayer?
Yeah. When I was a kid, I used to call it Deinonychus, 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 and then I just grew up calling it that. And then I started noticing everyone in all the documentaries was saying Deinonychus, and I was like, oh, am I saying it wrong? I better correct it. And then I started saying Deinonychus, and then I started hearing people say Deinonychus again. It's like, okay, I guess it doesn't matter. Who cares?
Then you get the third is Deinonychus, and you're like, where are we?
I'm so confused. You just can't stress too much about it. So anyway, so this is my website. You go to the phylogeny page, and this is just a Google sheet. It's public for anyone to see. And let's see, how do I explain this? So if you start with the green cell here, is this showing up on your screen?
Yep.
All right. Where am I? Oh, what happened? There it is. Okay. So this is just a Google sheet. Yes, I made this manually. It took a really long time. This is the Dinosauria. So the way it goes is left to right, and it also goes in the time through time. So these are millions of years ago across the top. Oh, how did that happen? That's supposed to be Triassic. So Triassic, Jurassic. The way this cladogram works is common ancestors are to the left, and as you go right, they become more derived. So starting with Dinosauria, for example, and these are centered, so you have to scroll all the way down to see like the center of the cell. But
the beauty of Google Sheets.
If you look up here, you can see what the like what it says. See where the mouse is? Oh man, this is hard to hard to deal with. Okay, so if you click on one of these, this is Theropoda. So this big, long, tall cell, and this actually includes all, I think, like 1,600 dinosaur genera. So,
jeez,
look up here. This is Theropoda. See where the mouse is? Yes. If you move to the right, Neotheropoda, Avarostra, Tetanerae, and it's hard to tell what's going on when it's this zoomed out, but let's see. So we get into like Carnosauria. So you can actually see it in the cell here now. Carnosauria, and within Carnosauria is Megalosauroidea and Allosauroidea. Inside Allosauroidea, you got Allosauria. So you can see how they're branching off.
It keeps going. Carcharodontosaurus,
Allosauridae, Allosaurus, and then Carcharodontosaurus. So you can see how close Allosaurus is to Carcharodontosaurus, for example. And each of these is a link to Wikipedia.
People, honestly, I'm going to say this now. People harp on Wikipedia too much. But like,
yeah, I don't think it's bad. I mean,
you shouldn't only cite Wikipedia as a source, and I do agree with that. But like, it's like, oh, you looked at a Wikipedia page for your general knowledge? Yeah, that's what it's for.
Yeah. And everyone says it's like, oh, you shouldn't do that. You shouldn't use it as a source because anyone can edit it. Let me tell you, I've talked to the people who edit Wikipedia, and they are hardcore.
Yeah, they kind of get too into it. And it's also like, if I'm reading something and I just factually know it's wrong just right off the bat, you can usually scroll down to the bottom. If you just spend the time and you look through the sources, you might see one and you're like, that shouldn't be there.
Mm-hmm.
You can just look through the sources and then cite the sources. Like,
Yeah, so
it's the beautiful part.
Even if Wikipedia is questionable, you can still get to the sources and see the actual where the information comes from.
Very much so.
So let's see. Okay, we're in theropods. So let me go back to your bird question. So now we're in Maniraptora forms. The Ornithomemosaurs branch off, and then you're in Maniraptora. The Alvarezsaurs branch off. Therizinosaurs. Penaraptora. This is where you've got like Dromaeosaurs. So each of these, it's like Penaraptorans are a kind of Maniraptorans, which are a kind of theropod, right? And then eventually it goes down to Paraves and Avialae, and all the way down here, these are all like more and more bird-like.
Slowly,
I made this one purple. So that's aves, that's birds. So birds are a kind of Penaraptoran, which are a kind of theropod. So this is where birds are.
All the way at the end.
Yeah. So if you're asking like how are sauropods related to birds, you have to go all the way back to where you get to Saurischia, because this is theropoda right here, theropods. And all the way up here, this is where you get to sauropods.
Yeah, it's a completely different branch.
It's a completely different branch. So that's right here. Saurischia is the closest that you can get between sauropods and birds. And, they evolved over millions of years. So that's why they're so obviously different.
Yeah.
So I made this, and it took probably like a year, but it was fun. And I tried to I included every dinosaur that existed at the time. We're at 1629 now.
So and that's the question. How up to date is it?
That's kind of what I was getting to. A new dinosaur comes out, a new paper, maybe once a week. And I try to add them as I can, but obviously I get behind. So there's probably 20 more that should be on here. And every once in a while I find an error, like this is just Google Sheets. I can, blah, 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 blah. You can make a mistake and then like make a typo. So there's probably some problems in here, but you get the idea.
You'll look at I love going back and looking after a new paper, and it's like, oh, look at this undetermined branch that they're like, yeah, it just did this. And then it's like this new paper, and it's like, oh, you have to reorganize all of it. And you're like,
Oh yeah, sometimes I have to do that. And it's not, this isn't like a program built to do this. I have to like drag this thing and, you have to add the lines and move it around. It's definitely not the most efficient way to make something like this, but it's a labor of love.
I guess the other weirder question is, how did you determine which, I guess, theory of how the Dinosauria phylogenetics are split? How did you determine which one to go with?
Speaking of Wikipedia being a bad source, I would just go into Wikipedia. Wikipedia. If you go in here, I've got this README. This kind of is how I made it. And if anyone cares, this is my little bio thing. And disclaimer, the information is 100% sourced from Wikipedia. Knowing the nature of Wikipedia and the ever-changing landscape of dinosaur taxonomy, it's hardly consistent. So, I acknowledge that Wikipedia is not a great source, but it's consistent. It's kind of consistent. And most dinosaur Wikipedia pages have a cladogram like this. And I would just go by that. I would look at where these are and look at that. That's my art.
Are you being credited?
Little humble brag there. But yeah, so you look at this, and then if you click on one of these, then it'll have a more in-depth one, and then if you click on something else, it just keeps going. And so I just sat there for hours, and there's different like versions. And yeah, I just did it like that.
Get the big ones. Yeah.
It's exactly as insane as it sounds. I just did it.
Cladistics in general, taxonomic work in general is nightmare fuel.
Oh man, I love it. The the labor of putting it together is a pain, but I love the idea and the concepts of it.
You get like what you feel is done, and then you'll discover an entire new branch that you just didn't.
Yeah.
You're like, when did this appear? Who just put this here?
How many pachycephalosaurs are there? Wait a minute. What's a noasaur?
Yeah. Do you discover a new dinosaur that's already been discovered, and you're like, I don't know what this thing is.
Yeah. And I was thinking I could do pterosaurs, but I'm not gonna start a new one of these. This was enough.
I've put my brutal work into pterosaurs, and I'm not touching that with a 10-foot pole again,
right?
For a while. I've been thinking about going back and adding croc relatives to mine, but I'm like,
oh man,
I'm too busy for that.
Yeah, just going one step up. Like if you do archosaurs, that's all kinds of
archosaur ever.
Yeah.
How much do you hate yourself today? A lot, apparently.
Yeah. So there you go. That's that. Something specific you want to look up, and obviously you can do Control F and find whatever.
Oh yeah, that's always. I guess. How do you do possible like dubious taxon? Well, I guess dubious means it's not valid, but how do you do?
Yeah, basically, if it's dubious, I just
taxon.
Yeah, if it's dubious, I usually just ignore it.
So, I guess a good example right now is Allosaurus europaeus, because I think that's in debate that it might be something else if I'm not remembering.
Looks like I left it in there. And I made this a couple years ago, and I don't always get around to editing it, so it's kind of whatever it is, it is what it is.
Don't feel bad. I still have Saurophaganax on mine. I just put a giant X through it.
Yeah, I got Anax right here, so that's that. Saurophaganax is a sauropod now.
Is it, or did they actually determine that it's its own individual species, or?
I'm not sure. I know it was an Allosaurus mixed with another sauropod. Was it a specific kind of sauropod? I thought they just gave the name. I don't know. But I've got Allosaurus Anax here, so I guess that's how I dealt with it.
Yeah, well, Anax is, as far as I'm aware, valid.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't remember what sauropod was in Saurophaganax. Let's see what pops up.
Yeah.
Oh, belonged to a diplodocid sauropod or diplodocoid sauropod.
So that just means it was a general, basically a Morrison formation in the sauropod. It could have been a Brontosaurus or whatever. Which makes sense.
I love that concept that they're like, wow, this Allosaurus is amazingly huge. Yeah, it's a sauropod.
That's a sauropod bone.
It's got a sauropod in it. That's why it's that big.
Yep.
So I still, I mean, I think there's a lot that goes on there within a lot of like name terming, because like if you give the new name of Saurophaganax to a sauropod, I think a lot of people will not refer to it as Saurophaganax.
I think it's funny when they have names that are like, what is it? It's like lizard eater,
Lord reptile, of the Lizard Eaters,
something like that.
Like, sauropod.
Sauropod. It's a sauropod called Lord of the Lizard Eaters.
Like that's about
names that make sense.
Dude, that's as far as the opposite direction as you can go. Whoa.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure sauropods were herbivores.
They would have to have been.
But then you're stuck with that name because you got to go with whatever name you gave it.
Yeah, that's the. So what have you done for Suchomimus? I'm curious what you have. For that big controversy.
Oh, well, luckily I haven't drawn it yet. You know, it's on the list. It's on my list of 1,600 dinosaurs to draw.
Yep.
I guess I'm gonna just see like how it goes and if they revive it or. Actually, a good example, another Spinosaurid, Protathletus, was one that got named a couple years ago, and then they decided it was dubious. Let's see.
I know Oxalia is considered dubious.
So I should probably get around to just deleting it from here.
Oxalia or
I was thinking Protathletus.
There's so many names that you just can't use anymore, and it makes me sad because it's like a good name. You could just reassign it. I feel like we should be able to do that if we find something similar.
Yeah, I mean, the rules are kind of strict with like the name that got named first and stuff like that. And there are like petitions of people trying to get dinosaurs' names reverted to other things. I mean, I don't really. That's too much to pay attention to.
The Suchomimus one is interesting. Oh, Protathletus is valid. It's a valid genus.
What? Protathletus?
Formerly described in 2023 based on partial fossil remains, a maxilla, a tail vertebra discovered in.
You're not reading the AI version, are you?
That's the wiki.
Potentially dubious.
Potentially dubious. Oh yeah, I see that now. I was reading the 20. Oh yeah, it probably helps if I don't read the 2023 one. Dang, they discovered that thing, and then 2 years later was like, "You're not real." It's like, dang.
Exactly. Yep.
From what I found interesting about the Suchomimus paper, that one was that's not even what the paper was about, which is hilarious. That was one paragraph, and it was like a possible hypothesis. It wasn't actually definitive,
and it was already like something that was already known.
It was they were representing a possible idea, but so the problem, Dr. Brian Curtis did an amazing video on this, and I watched it and I recapped it for an episode on my podcast here. But one of the things was they were comparing like the actual specimen of one to like a drawing of another, then like a 3D rendering of it that didn't, and like none of them actually lined up properly for, I think, what was that? Crustatosaurus. They were doing that for Crustatosaurus. So he was like, you have 3 different comparisons to talk about this one, then you're comparing it to like no actual published remains of Suchomimus. I think that it was actually 4 Suchomimus, and they're comparing them there, and then it was just like it's like a weird mess of how they did that. But as far as I'm aware, Suchomimus is still valid, and
I feel like it was the type of thing where kind of the internet just takes over and it becomes a big, like a headline kind of. And, and like you said, it's just a small part of the actual paper. It's not even, and then once it becomes popular, everyone's all over Reddit and just everyone's talking about it.
It just catches like a wildfire here, and it's like, oh. I remember I was out west in a museum, and I read that, and I look up, and it was like a Suchomimus skull right there, and I was just like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do here. So am I like legally obligated to go tell somebody something? Like,
is my responsibility?
I don't know. I don't know if this fits in my job description somewhere. What am I supposed to do?
Yeah, get out your phone and make a TikTok or something.
It's like weird because it's like I don't have enough. I can't sit there in the middle of a museum halfway through making an episode, do an entire like hours long conclusive research. Just standing there on my phone. It's like immediately like, what is going on here? I don't know what to do.
Leave it to the scientists.
I was like, I came home. I got home from that trip, and I was just like, it was like 2 days later. I was like, I need to make a script like ASAP, and then make like a full episode on that paper. I need to like clear some air
in your mind.
So, I mean, with an average of nearly like 1 new dinosaur a year.
Okay,
well, we're definitely getting 1 a year, but we're getting like 1 described every other week or so now.
Yeah.
Like, I think like last week, didn't we have like 3 different titanosaurs that were described or something?
Something like that. Actually, if we go back to my, how do I put my screen back up?
I got you.
Cool. All right. So back to my website, just to humble brag a little more. Newly described 2026. So whenever a new one comes out, I rush to draw it, which takes time. But so
yeah, those are the ones people.
So
want to see.
These are all the ones, and as they come out, I try to make a page for each one. Obviously, it takes time to draw each one, so I'm behind by this much. So Macetosaurus, I think that was a basal sauropod. It wasn't a titanosaur, but then this was a hadrosaur.
Oh, Plesioolophus.
Plesioolophus. So I drew this one. Sometimes it's just whatever I get around to,
I guess going on the Plesioolophus one, how would you go about drawing that, since it's like the brain case and then like I think it's like one tail vertebra, maybe, if I remember straight, or something like that? How would you go around about drawing that?
I would, well, now that I have so many dinosaurs already drawn, sometimes I cheat and just start with one that already exists and just edit it, like the legs and the arms are already drawn. So for this, I would probably just start with Parasaurolophus, because I think it was actually a direct ancestor of Parasaurolophus.
Yes, that's what the paper was saying.
Or that it might be, at least. So I would start with something closely related to it. And then I would, edit what we do know, which is the head, which is not even much of the head. But
no. I think one of the main things was the nasal cavity in the actual crest was one of the big things that they were trying to determine.
Mm-hmm.
I think they were saying it was like thinner and shorter, not as developed.
So I would start with my Parasaurolophus, which, like I said, I've already got it set up in layers, so like I can move each body part individually. I would probably, you got to speculate when you don't know very much of it.
Yeah.
But you can bracket, you can do phylogenetic bracketing. I would probably shorten the crest a little bit, change the head around a little bit, and then just rearrange, alter the limbs a little bit and make it a different color, just so it's a different dinosaur. But when it's that closely related, I would basically just make another Parasaurolophus.
This is such a odd one. I mean, I guess what would you do if you got like a new stegosaur and ankylosaur that's just has like a new spike structure that we only have like the plate of? What would you do? That
actually happened. I got a lot of flack for this one, actually. Thyreosaurus. This was a stegosaur that had plates that looked like an ankylosaur. And it's called Thyreosaurus because Thyreophora is the common ancestor between those two. And nobody really knows what it looks like, so I just kind of made a stegosaurus that looks like an ankylosaur. This might be my most speculative one, actually. The Wikipedia nerds got mad at me for this one.
Yeah,
so a lot of other artists. It's like you don't know what it looks like, so you kind of have to guess. So you can see what other artists did, like that. So
some people give it a lot of spike. I mean, it's
kind of funny that you asked specifically about a stegosaur and ankylosaur, because that's exactly what this example is. So yeah, you just have to speculate. If you don't know, you got to make something up.
Especially with creatures like that, where it's like it's like, what do you even? It's like, yeah, cool. We got like 3 plates from this thing.
Yeah, you got to look at what's closely related to it, and sometimes you just have to be creative.
So, which recent discovery or newly named dinosaur species has like been the most complicated to deal with?
Like for me to draw?
Yeah.
Muttaburrasaurus is a pretty weird one. It's not a new dinosaur, but they kind of restructured its face.
Oh yeah, that's true. There was that. They completely redid its face.
Fortunately, I did not have it drawn yet. So if I did, I would have to go back and change it.
That was a really weird one.
Yeah, it's kind of like, I think this little crest was kind of hollow, and it might have been able to make noise like a hadrosaur. But it's mostly just kind of weird. It's like I don't think they really know what it ended up doing with that. Watch the video.
Is that Gripposaurus? Have you done Gripposaurus yet?
I sure have.
Because I think that one was one that we found where it had one of the, I'm forgetting the technical term, but the weird neck thing that turkeys have. I think we found a fossilized one of those.
Like a wattle?
Yes.
I didn't know about that. Are you talking about the Edmontosaurus with the thing on its head?
No. Maybe I need a bit more information than that.
I hope I'm spelling that right.
Or Dave Waddle. I think that's the wrong Waddle.
Dave Wattle. I don't know if that's how you spell it.
I don't either.
I don't know.
Well, I do know how to spell turkey.
All right, you drive.
Oh, it's with an A. Okay.
I knew it had T's. It's not like a waddle like a penguin.
Direct fossil evidence for throat waddle or dewop in Gripposaurus doesn't currently exist. Oh, I think that guy lied to me then. Oh, that's awkward.
That's why you had to double check.
Yeah, that's a weird, because I was in the Natural History Museum of Utah. I think that's how you say it. And then I was talking to someone there, and they mentioned how they have like they discovered like a weird puff of skin under their.
I didn't hear about that.
neck.
I don't know. I know the Edmontosaurus mummy had something on top of its head, like a chicken's comb, kind of. It was soft tissue.
They're speculative. It's one from mini scroll, actual skeleton and skin impression. These fossils from down deep. Yeah, that's a weird Hadrosaurus waddle comparison. The idea of Hadrosaur waddle usually stems from its close cousin Edmontosaurus.
Yeah.
From which fossils exist, suggesting it possible fleshy head comb or waddle.
Yeah. There's a handful of Edmontosaurus mummies with stuff like that.
I love how just weird Edmontosaurus is, yet nobody actually ever like addresses it. Nobody's ever like, that thing is like, we're just kind of like, oh yeah, it's just it's like the dinosaur. It's just, if you look at it, you're like, that's a dinosaur, but it's just like, that thing is so weird. Edmontosaurus is so weird.
Yeah, it's got hooves.
What is Edmontosaurus? Like what?
Dinosaurs are weird.
That's like such an odd thing. And I mean, especially since it's one of those more well-known dinosaurs too.
Mm-hmm.
Coming from the Hell Creek Formation like that.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, like paleontology moves fast with some of those discoveries.
Yeah.
How often do you have to revisit or revise old artwork when new scientific papers reclassify or update dinosaur anatomy?
I probably should more than I actually do. I'm always trying to. My goal is to just kind of make more, like to have all the dinosaurs out, you know. So if they come up with something that's like, this dinosaur is more closely related to that, or its legs were longer or something, I'm usually more worried about the next one I'm working on, you know. So if I get around to it, I go back and do stuff like that.
Yeah.
But it's like there's more outdated artwork out there. I'm not too worried about something that's a little bit off. So and I try to put a new one out like every week. So it's like, they take time to make. So I should go back and update them more, but I'm just too busy. I got real life stuff going on,
I mean, yeah,
So to answer your question, I should a lot more.
I do it when I can.
Yeah.
And I mean, especially since there's some like really weird, more speculative artwork out there.
Yeah.
Like this. It's like, I don't.
Yeah, I always see that one. That's crazy looking.
That's a really weird one to pick.
One that I think it's not realistic or not accurate, but I think it's a funny idea is there's Carnotaurus with long feathers coming off of its arms. Let me see if I can find it. Where you can find it? Because its arms are just little stumps, but maybe they were like the base for big feathery wings or something.
I found this. This looks weird. This is a very weird depiction of Carnotaurus. That's a really weird angle to draw any dinosaur from.
That looks like it's inspired by the Prehistoric Planet one.
Definitely.
No, there's this one that was got like long, like peacock feathers sticking out of its arms.
I do like. Whoa. Okay, that's something. I do like whenever they give Carnotaurus more horn.
Yeah, because whatever you find in the skeleton, there's a keratin covering too, so the horns are always bigger than they look.
Yeah, I love and different shaped horns are always fun too. That's always, I know it's speculative and all that, but like, it's always more fun to get a little stylistic. That's character.
Yeah. Like, I always try to stay accurate, but sometimes you have to guess. And one thing is, animals are always kind of weirder than you'd think they would be, especially birds and even reptiles have weird colors and weird stuff growing out of them sometimes.
Oh yeah,
so it's kind of forgivable to throw some stuff in there. Try not to go too overboard, but man, I can't find this picture I'm looking for.
It's like this. A few of these are like,
yeah, the horns.
A little more than you would probably get, like Longhorn and you probably wouldn't see. You would be able to see the actual core on there, that it would be that shape, but it's also like, let's have fun with it.
And it's like, what are you going for? Are you trying to be educational, or are you just having fun? Because art is art, so you can do whatever you want.
I do think that actually does play a role, and I think that's like an interesting thing, especially with content like Jurassic Park or something, where it's the dinosaurs are obviously stylized to be movie monsters, so it is kind of like a weird thing.
It's a movie
to be like, they're not accurate.
Yeah, it's not a documentary. It's supposed to be a scary movie.
Yes, we get it. They're not accurate.
Yep.
For the 50 trillionth time.
Another weird thing that people say, sometimes you see people, they're like, dinosaurs with feathers wouldn't be scary. So why would dinosaurs have feathers? They're not scary. And it's like two things. First of all, dinosaurs don't care if they're scary to you.
Yeah.
They're just animals that just exist. Second of all, why wouldn't feathers be scary? Have you ever stood face to face with an ostrich?
Have you ever seen the movie Birds?
Yeah.
That's kind of the whole premise, that they're kind of scary.
Birds are scary.
Go kiss a cassowary and then come back and talk. We'll talk.
If you can. You still have a tongue or a face.
I actually think I do think some dinosaurs would definitely look goofy. Like the new end of Oak Street, we have the new view of the woolly
the woolly sauropod.
That is no.
That's kind of goofy.
I'm sorry. That doesn't even make sense either. Like
yeah, there's no evidence of sauropods with anything like that, with any kind of feathers or anything.
The young, if anything, it would make the most sense for them to be young and that be the case. But like, I feel like it would be more like an elephant. If anything, it wouldn't be.
the bigger an animal gets, the less likely they are to have hair, feathers. So sauropods just wouldn't have anything like that.
Let's see. Can I find this? Yeah. For those of you who haven't seen
I
it,
saw that picture.
it's really weird. Look at the woolly sauropod that'll appear. The fact that what's weird, we had this one. This was apparently in something. Let's read it.
Is that?
I don't know if I instantly trust Reddit. But if that is in the actual movie, then we clearly they have a model that's not woolly.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw that picture and I didn't know if it was actually from the movie or if someone just posted it as a joke. But I don't know.
The Allosaur I can forgive a bit more. I still don't think Allosaur would have been
woolly like that. Yeah, but at least theropods could have had some feathers. Oh, there's mine. Yeah, I think they're pretty confident Allosaurus didn't have anything like that.
Yeah. Allosaurus, I think it was too arid of a climate for it to be that feathered. It's more complicated than that. It always is, but and then Carnotaurus too. I know we have skin of I think we do.
Yeah, there's good skin impressions of Carnotaurus.
Yeah.
And it's just I think scale like skin.
Yeah, they're like, yeah, these are just straight up scales. That one's so I think I would be willing to say most Abelisaurids didn't have feathers.
Agreed. You don't see a lot of feathers until you get into the Coelurosaurs.
Yeah, and then the rest of the Allosaur family probably didn't have feathers either.
The Carcharodontosaurs, the Megalosaurs, even like Spinosaurs and stuff.
Spinosaurs doesn't really make sense, in my opinion, to have feathers. If anything, I would think that their skin would be more hippo-like, if that makes sense. That would be my assumption. It's either, if it was feathered, it would be hippo-like. If it's not that, it's just like a crocodile.
Yeah, I always just picture like a crocodile. Spinosaurus is like a crocodile with a sail. Obviously, it's not that simple, but yeah,
more or less.
Standing on its back feet.
It's interesting that they're like, just slap a layer of feathers on it and we'll call it accurate. And it's like, well, hang on there.
And sometimes you hear people say like, so do dinosaurs have feathers or do they not? And it's like, well, there's like,
it's complicated.
There's more than one kind of dinosaur. Some did, some didn't. It's not like either they all did or they all didn't.
I would be willing to say the vast majority probably didn't, actually.
Right. I would say no sauropods have feathers. Almost no ornithischians. We know Psittacosaurus has the quills, and like some of the small ornithopods have some feathery
Pachycephalosaurs might have some. I could probably see an argument for that.
I think that's speculation because of how close they are to ceratopsians. I don't know if there's actually any real evidence of that. They did find Howlong, though. I think at the beginning of this year, that was the iguanodont looking one with the porcupine quills.
Yes, that was a weird one.
So that was kind of a big deal. So some ornithischians did have stuff like that, but mostly no. Hadrosaurs don't have anything like that, except for the one I just
except for the one
that I just mentioned. But you know, like
Stegosaurus and Kylosaurus,
Stegosaurs, yeah, for the most part. So it's mostly just theropods.
Yeah, and then even then, it's only really later theropod branches.
Right.
Most not Stegosaurus. Well, yeah, all Stegosaurus. I'm not going to say all. I'll say the vast majority of them probably didn't.
I've seen some paleo art of Pachyrhinosaurus with like woolly, like yak fur. Because they're They're always
That's a
depicted in the
weird one.
snow.
I don't know how to feel about that one. I really don't know how to feel about that one. That's like just such a weird.
Yeah, I don't think it's very
Weird
realistic,
circle.
but it kind of looks cool.
Well, it's also like you're looking at it as if they were in modern Alaska or modern Alberta.
Yeah.
They weren't. So
I mean, I think it was pretty cold still, but I just don't think they had hair like that.
it would have been cooler, but I mean, I don't know how like often it would actually snow like that.
I don't know. Worth looking
That's
up,
an
I guess.
interesting one.
But even if that's what the environment was like, that doesn't mean that they would suddenly just have fur. You know, if they're derived from earlier ceratopsids, just because the weather calls for it doesn't mean they would suddenly grow it.
I feel like they'd migrate. They'd learn to migrate before they would grow fur. And we do have evidence of them migrating, so yeah, it's pretty. I would be pretty confident in saying you only really start to see feathers once you get to Coelurosauria.
Yeah. Well, I mean, sometimes you see like Coelophysis or Dilophosaurus with feathers.
I
Like,
still don't.
early proto
I still
feathers.
don't know about that. I mean, I don't know the fossil evidence if there is some back. If there is, then I would just be wrong. Then and those are probably exceptions to the rules, not the like status quo. But definitely,
There's also the question of pterosaurs because they also have kind of fuzz. So it's like, did they get that from their common ancestor or did they evolve it convergently?
I would probably say they evolved it convergently, because if it was a common ancestral thing, I think you'd see it more in other earlier
dinosaurs.
And you'd probably see some like, well, I guess dinosaurs and pterosaurs have a more closely related relative than like crocs and things like that.
A crocodile with feathers would be pretty crazy.
That would be a weird.
I wouldn't want to get anywhere near it.
That's just such a weird thought. I guess, have you had any art go up in like a museum?
Yes, actually. The Griposaurus we were just talking about. Geez, I don't know if I can find it. Hold on, let me. Someone, I mean, sometimes people just email me or whatever asking permission, like, can we use this in whatever? And I go, yeah, sure. I appreciate credit, but I put it up on the internet for people to use.
Yeah, it's $50.
I mean, it would be cool to get paid like a real paleo artist, but
get commission.
I've tried to like do commissions, but I'm just not a businessman. So
it gets complicated. Because it's easy for me to like have an immediate vision of something. It's like, this is exactly how I want it. But to like tell you that and then you somehow figure it out is so like, even that's just complicated.
I feel like I could do that like as an artist. I just don't know how to like market myself. And, you'd always be looking for the next job.
Yeah.
Anyway, someone asked for my Griposaurus, and I said they can use it in their museum. So I'm trying to find they sent me a little picture that I can't find now. Hold on, let me see if I can. I'm having to open different browsers to.
That's
Sorry, give me a second.
It's so real. It's not in this Google section. Next one. Look at that.
I mean, I'm trying to log into my Facebook messages and stuff, and we don't need to share that on your YouTube channel.
We'll respect people's privacy or something like that.
I'm just trying to find this little picture someone sent. Give me a second. I don't Talk amongst yourselves.
Talk amongst yourselves. I mean, I guess do you ever plan on looking into pterosaurs, or is that kind of?
That's sort of the same. What I was saying earlier, like it would be cool someday, but I've got 1,600 other dinosaurs to draw.
You got all of the dinosaurs to get through first.
Actually, what I have done is every April Fool's, I post something that looks like a dinosaur but isn't.
You should start doing that with you should do one where it's just the most out of it, like not even close, clearly fake. You just go above it and you're like, look what scientists just discover.
Well, this year I did Dimetrodon. So it's like,
it was like, wait
a minute, that's not a dinosaur. Last year I did Pteranodon, so that's the one pterosaur that I've done.
That's a very,
oh wait, here it is. All right. Oh no, it's a video. Oh man, I don't know how to show you this video that someone sent me.
There we go. We have that.
So you can see in the background. That's like in their little museum lab.
It's a little prep. Yeah. It's just in the background there.
Oh, okay, let me do it again. This is a better frame.
Can I somehow zoom this in? I make it full screen. Doesn't really help. Can I do that? What does that do?
Okay, I got another one.
Especially with newer dinosaurs that are actively being researched there. Yeah, there you go. You get the full.
You can see the background better.
Griposaurus there.
So people, like, how when you go into a museum sometimes, it's like, this is the scientists, this is what they're working on. You look in the window.
It's their prep lab, yeah.
So people see the prep lab in the background, and that's my little display right there.
They just saw a general thing about Grip. They're like, this one. We got to contact the artist, though.
Probably. That's kind of what I'm going for. You Google it, my stuff pops up. That's my whole thing.
So, if you could collab with any museum paleontologist or fellow paleo artist today, who would it be and why? Ooh. We'll take an ad break because technical. Huge shout out to today's sponsor, Dinosaur Trips. If you enjoy these majestic creatures I talk about here on the podcast and would like to go see them for yourself, I would heavily recommend Dinosaur Trips. Dinosaur Trips is a company created to give people a behind-the-scenes in-look on museums and dig sites, along with just having an amazing time looking at these amazing, fabulous, majestic creatures. So if you sound interested, go to www.dinosaurtrips.com and tell them Prehistoric Life sent you and get $250 off your tickets. Now, back to the show. If you follow my account, you probably like dinosaurs, fossils, and the prehistoric world. And if you have ever shopped for fossils, you'll see that a lot of them have some very high prices, rightfully so, because they are usually one-of-a-type specimen. Then you go look for casts, and you see a lot of these low-quality casts going around, so you just don't know what to do. You either have to buy something super expensive or something super low quality. Enter Dinosaur Skeletons. Dinosaur Skeletons specializes in creating museum-quality replicas of prehistoric life and is renowned for its highly detailed reconstructions. Founded by a professional paleo artist with over a decade of experience in the collectibles industry, they are dedicated to providing enthusiasts, collectors, and institutions with the opportunity to own magnificent, lifelike prehistoric replicas. Each creation is crafted with exceptional care and attention to detail. This means they are highly accurate to their source material, super high quality, and museum grade level quality. This is probably the closest you could get to bringing home a museum exhibit. They're also fairly affordable for the accuracy and quality put into it, which also means they make great gifts for birthdays and holidays for that collector or dinosaur enthusiast you know. So go check out Dinosaur Skeletons and get your cast today? Run an ad break there. I don't know what happened. I'm sorry. I think
I don't know.
like something.
I don't know if it was on my end or your end or what, but we're back.
I have no idea. All right, so I'm gonna re-ask that question. Hopefully, nothing happens again. If you could collaborate with any museum, paleontologist, or fellow paleo artist today, who would it be and why? Who would it be with and why?
Well, I think off the top of my head, Steve Brusatte seems pretty cool, and I've read a couple of his books, and basically, I just think he seems friendly and cool, so I would like to work with him. Purely because of his personality. I don't know. If I could, this is impossible because he's dead, but Charles R. Knight is my favorite, probably one of my favorite paleo artists. He did all the old school, super outdated now, but he was probably the first, big, real paleo artist.
He was working with what he had.
I mean, sure, yeah, that's all you can do. So it would be really cool to see his process or to have met him somehow. I don't know about collaborating, but
collaborating on art is kind of a weird
yeah, situation. It's really personal, you have to it's got to be the right person, and you got to be working on the right project.
All right, we're gonna cut the screen in half. You get one half, I'll take the other half, and we'll just
I've done
see
stuff
what
like that. You get some weird stuff. I used to do something with my friends where we would draw a little bit of a picture on a paper or something, and then pass it to the next person, and they would add onto it, and then pass it, and they would add onto it.
Just keep going.
Different weird collage with different styles on it and stuff.
That does make it. I would love to see paleo art like that, of an entire. You pick a formation, you look at the fauna, and then you have multiple people draw in.
Oh, that would be really cool.
Of the formation, so you get a little bit of everything there. That would be really cool.
One person draws the Stegosaurus, one person draws the Allosaurus.
Yeah, that would be. I mean, just a thought with that.
Make it happen.
You're talking about Steve Brusatte. He reminds me of a new age Thomas Holtz.
Okay.
I know that's a weird comparison, but he just seems like a guy where you're just you seem like you'd be oddly chill to be around.
Yeah, exactly.
You just show up, do your thing, and then you leave, and it's just yeah, I like that.
I always see stuff on YouTube or whatever that's paleontologist talks about whatever, and then it's always Steve Brusatte, and he's just oh well. It's always either Steve Brusatte or David Hone.
They got rid of Horner for everything, I guess.
Yeah, he got canceled.
Yeah, that's we don't talk about that one. We don't talk about him. It is. I love being in the paleontologist community and having interviewed so many people. One of my favorite things to do now is to watch back a documentary and either listen for names or watch for people. And I'm just I know that guy. I know that guy. Oh, I've heard somebody talk to that guy. And it's just this is weird.
It's weird, yeah. It's a big community, but it's kind of a small community.
It's it's a very odd community because no other science other than maybe technically space.
Mm-hmm.
Space has I don't even know how to describe a fandom. I don't even know how to describe it.
I mean, people think of dinosaurs as comic book characters or almost like Pokemon or something. They have personalities. Obviously it's science, they're real animals, but it's easy for people to get attached like that.
It's kind of why what is your favorite dinosaur is seen as a common-ish question, what's your favorite animal?
Mm-hmm.
But when was the last time you ever even heard a reference to somebody saying like, what's your favorite star? What's your favorite,
Yeah.
what's your favorite element? Like,
Yeah.
we kind of, it's like each dinosaur kind of gets their own little personality with them.
Exactly. Yeah.
And so it's like, while you have like big names like Steve Brissetti, Thomas Holtz, Dr. Brian Curtis, people like that, where they're like these larger researchers that just know a lot of stuff because they've lived through it. Wow, that is loud. Well, they've lived through it. They've experienced like everything. It's also just like, cool. Here's this like random guy that I met at college who just knows a lot about dinosaurs for some reason. Like, you're interesting to talk to, and you can like hold your own in a debate about them for some reason.
Because people care, because it's fun, it's interesting.
Very much so. I mean, it is such a unique form of science, too.
Yeah.
I guess you could probably technically say the same thing for biology then, just because of like, well, I guess that'd be zoology. Zoology is just modern, like
modern paleontology.
I guess it's the other way around. Paleontology is past zoology.
Zoology, yeah.
Not the. Well, I'm a paleontologist. I'm biased. Zoology is just modern living paleontology. We don't care about that. But it's, I mean, it's the same. It's like, cool. This is my favorite animal. Cool. This is my favorite dinosaur. It's adds that extra, and it's like, it's even cooler to be able to like, oh, your favorite dinosaur is Kentrosaurus. Cool. I can explain to you its like ecosystem and when it lived and some cool random niche facts about it. Just being able to do that is interesting and fun.
And it's cool that they were actually real animals, but also they're sort of removed enough that you can use your imagination and sort of project a personality onto them, so they can get even more fantastical.
Where they're like borderline mythical creatures. Let's be real. They're like, they're basically existing cryptids. Like,
yeah. Or sometimes I think of them like Pokemon. It's like with my infographics that I make, I was thinking I could just make trading cards out of these, you know.
It's an idea. Go for it. Do it.
But yeah, but it's like, okay, at what point are you trying to be educational, and at what point are you trying to just be like, you know, goofy about it?
I mean, you get a little bit. I mean, you do both. I think that's also one of the interesting things about dinosaurs is it can be geared to any age, and I love that.
It can be as serious or as fun as you want.
Because it's like, on one hand, we have like dinosaur documentaries for like the hardcore paleontologists, the people that actually care. But on the other side, it's like, cool, we have like Jurassic Park. Everybody loves Jurassic. Like, it's just a movie to a lot of people. And it makes dinosaurs like just a household idea. I mean, and I think it's like Dinosaur Train too. I know it's like a weird comparison, but like, is geared towards small kids. It's teaches like life lessons along with dinosaur information at the same time.
Yeah.
So it's a weird way of thinking about it, but
it can be accessible to anyone.
It's it makes you understand why people refer to it as the gateway drug for science.
Yeah, it really is.
It's like, because what else am I going to do? Figure out quantum mechanics and then explain that to a 4-year-old? They don't care.
Right.
Nobody cares. But it's like, cool. Look at this basically giant
dragon.
Yeah, look at this dragon monster thing that actually existed.
It has real footprints on the ground that we can go look at. There's real bones.
And it's interesting because like, everywhere that's not a major island, that's not like a miniature island, has a dinosaur.
Yeah, every continent.
Every continent has dinosaurs, so there's no like, there's nowhere where it's like, oh, dang, I can't. I mean,
There's no dinosaurs in my culture.
Or I guess Philippine. I don't think the Philippines has any fossil records. I
sure.
don't. I think I remember looking that up for some reason. I don't remember.
I'm not sure about the geology, but anything that's like an island that formed after the dinosaur,
It's like, this island formed 100 years ago. Okay, we found dinosaur remains on it. What are we doing here?
That'd be weird.
So what is going on here? Something ain't right. But like 98% of the time, you're going to have some dinosaur that's, even when like geology is rough, there'll still be like a dinosaur from your country or something.
Yep.
Because I mean, even I'm on the East Coast of America. We don't have like fossil records as heavy as like Wyoming or Utah or Colorado, but we still do have fossils.
Mm-hmm.
So it's always interesting that you can just always keep going with it.
Yeah, in every I don't know if every state, but a lot of the states have a state dinosaur or a state fossil.
I mean, not a state dinosaur, but definitely a state fossil. I'd be willing to bet. Yes, we have Google. How many states have a, I cannot spell, state fossil? I spelled that so. 44. Okay, so the majority of them. 6 states: Arkansas, Hawaii, Iowa, Minnesota, New Hampshire, and Rhode Island. Okay, Rhode Island and Hawaii, I get. What Hawaii, is it?
I think Hawaii formed after the dinosaurs. It's a volcanic island.
Yeah, so I get that one, but like, what is Minnesota doing?
Get on it, Minnesota.
Natural History Museum. They totally have fossil records. Like, they totally do. What are you doing, Minnesota? I'm calling you out, Minnesota. Same with you, Arkansas and Iowa and New Hampshire. How are you going to be right next to like...
Dilophosaurus is from Connecticut, right? Or at least some.
There are Dilophosaurus remains in Connecticut. But how is New Hampshire? New Hampshire's right next to like Massachusetts and Maine. If Maine has a state fossil, there's no reason New Hampshire can't.
Right.
Come on, guys. We can share state fossils too.
Maybe they're still voting on it. It's still in committee.
It's probably unofficial ones. Here are a few notable state fossils. California is Smilodon. Colorado is Stegosaurus. Yeah. Florida's kind of depressing. It's argentized coral.
Oh, so they're not all dinosaurs.
No.
Oh, California, I bet that's because of the La Brea tar pits.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Smilodon.
Alaska has woolly mammoth. Alaska could totally have like Nanukosaurus. They should totally upgrade to Nanukosaurus. Right. Come on,
there's also Canada. Alberta has all kinds of dinosaurs.
I'm willing to bet a lot of those carry into Alaska some way, somehow. Maybe not necessarily formation because of mountain ranges, but fauna-wise, I'd be willing to bet they do.
They get around.
What is the state fossil of Utah? Allosaurus. Yeah, I knew the answer. I just wanted to confirm it.
Should be Utah Raptor.
Nah, Allosaurus is fine.
Yeah, Allosaurus is cool.
So I guess where do you see your brand going in the next decade? Let's just shoot for like a decade.
Well, I mean, I started doing this just kind of for fun, but I started drawing dinosaurs, and I made an Instagram account. Then I started making YouTube videos, and I don't really see myself slowing down. I started a podcast. Here we are talking. So not to be too optimistic, or
making money.
making money. That'd be nice. Yeah, I could quit my day job.
That would be.
I mean, if I could become a successful YouTube channel or something, or a successful podcast, that would be awesome.
It's my goal. Hey, don't steal my aspirations.
Hey, we can work together.
I don't. The competition side is interesting.
But yeah, I mean, if it could happen, that would be cool. I don't feel like I'm slowing down, so yeah.
I mean, all you can do is like just keep moving forward with what you have, and then just
see where it goes.
But we've been going for an hour and about 20 minutes now. Do you have any final words, final quotes of aspiration?
I don't know. Check out my website, totaldino.com. Check out all my social stuff.
I'll link your YouTube. If we can figure out how to do the collab thing, I won't link it because you'll just be in the
whatever works.
However that works. But I'll just toss your website in the description too.
Yeah. My little slogan is "What's your favorite dinosaur?" But I kind of can't. I can't just shout that out to your listeners here. So stay curious.
Put in the comment section. What is your favorite dinosaur?
Put in the comments. Tell me your favorite dinosaur.
Every time I ask this on Instagram, I get crickets. Jeez. So somebody on YouTube. Let's see the difference between Instagram and YouTube. People on YouTube, comment your favorite dinosaur. If you made it this far, comment your favorite dinosaur.
If we do the collaboration thing, do they get their own separate comment sections? Let's see who gets more comments.
I don't know. Yeah, you know what? Comment from whose channel you're seeing it from.
Oh, that's good.
And then your favorite dinosaur. So we'll see who's seeing from who more.
And then subscribe to the other one.
Subscribe to both. Turn on that notification bell. Hit the like button. Do everything. You know what to do.
Check out my Patreon.
Check out both of our Patrons. I kind of need money. I'm a broke college student. I'm
trying to get my paleo art out there. Steve Rosati won't call me back.
Just have you tried? I mean, weird thing. Have you just tried like emailing him?
Not Steve Rosati, but I actually have just blasted out emails to random paleontologists.
You should. I mean,
go. I mean, I could. I've had times where I draw a new dinosaur and I send it to the person who wrote the paper, and I'm like, "Hey, look, I drew your dinosaur." And a lot of times they respond like, "Oh, that's pretty cool." So
they're like, "Oh, that's cool. Let me list why you're wrong." It's like, "Oh."
I have actually gotten responses like that. Mostly they're pretty nice.
That's also interesting because they're like, "Oh, cool. I have all the insight that you might not have from just reading this."
Yeah, I mean, if you can talk to a paleontologist on their dinosaur for your art, that's a really valuable resource.
Absolutely. Well, I'll wrap up here. I hope you all enjoyed this episode. I'm your host, Eric Crawford. This has been the Prehistoric Life Podcast. Signing off.
And I'm Tim from Total Dino.
Go check out his channel.
Yeah.
And remember,
let's do it again.
Keep it prehistoric. Goodbye.
See you later. Can you hear me?
Yep. I'm curious if this picks up on the recording.
Do you edit these afterwards?
Not a lot, because I like to have the natural feel of like a conversation.
Sure.
That's just my personal editing preference is minimal.
Yeah. Keeps it natural.